What happens when the eldest member of the world's biggest boy band, known for his gentle charisma and warm-hearted nature, steps forward with an iron resolve to demand justice? The room grew silent as Kim Seokjin, or Jin of BTS, stood before a panel of military officials, his voice calm but firm, delivering a message that shook the foundations of the military establishment. The question on everyone's mind was simple yet loaded. How would the military respond to such a bold stand by a global icon? The story begins not with grandeur, but with a harrowing revelation. Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, whose every smile lights up millions of hearts worldwide, found himself at the center of a bullying scandal that left fans and the public in shock. As the allegations surfaced, so did the glaring cracks in a system designed to protect soldiers. Jungkook's silence in the face of the torment he endured spoke volumes, but when he finally found his voice, it was Jin who amplified it, ensuring it reached those at the very top. The gravity of the situation cannot be overstated. Jin, who completed his own military service with distinction, understands the rigor and challenges of military life better than most. Yet, what he could not stand was the idea of abuse being swept under the rug. During a high-profile meeting at the military headquarters, Jin, accompanied by legal advisors and military advocates, addressed the panel with a mix of professionalism and heartfelt sincerity. "Respect is the foundation of any institution," he began, his words carrying the weight of both a brother's pain and a leader's determination. What happened to Jungkook isn't just a failure to protect one individual, it's a failure of the system. And unless we address it now, we risk allowing such behavior to thrive unchecked. The room fell into an uneasy hush. Jin's reputation as a BTS member and a responsible soldier lent undeniable authority to his statement. But it wasn't just his fame that held sway, it was the raw emotion behind his words. Those who had served alongside Jin during his enlistment spoke of his exemplary conduct, his ability to bridge gaps between ranks, and his unwavering commitment to fostering a sense of camaraderie. His demand for reform wasn't merely a reaction to Jungkook's plight, it was a call to action for every soldier who had ever felt voiceless. The meeting wasn't just about voicing concerns, it was about accountability. Jin presented a series of recommendations that, if implemented, could revolutionize the way the military handles cases of abuse and harassment. Among these was a proposal for stricter disciplinary measures for offenders, mandatory training programs on respect and inclusivity, and the establishment of an independent body to investigate complaints without bias. However, the road to reform is never smooth. Behind closed doors, whispers of resistance began to circulate. Some officials viewed Jin's intervention as overstepping, a celebrity attempting to meddle in matters he couldn't possibly understand. Others, however, saw the wisdom in his words, recognizing that his unique position as both a soldier and a public figure gave him a perspective that was both rare and invaluable. Jungkook's own testimony became a pivotal moment in the proceedings. Though reluctant at first, he found the courage to recount his experiences, supported by Jin's unwavering presence. His voice trembled, but did not falter as he described the incidents that left both physical and emotional scars. "I thought I could endure it, that it was part of proving my strength," he admitted, tears glistening in his eyes. But strength isn't about suffering in silence. It's about speaking out, no matter how hard it is. Jungkook's words struck a chord not just with the military officials, but also with the wider public. News outlets picked up the story, and social media erupted in a wave of support. Hashtags like #JusticeForJungkook and #MilitaryReformNow began trending worldwide, amplifying the pressure on the military to take decisive action. For Jin, the fight was far from over. Following the meeting, he took it upon himself to engage with advocacy groups, legal experts, and former soldiers to build a coalition aimed at driving meaningful change. His efforts extended beyond Korea, as he sought insights from international organizations specializing in human rights and military ethics. The turning point came when a high-ranking official publicly acknowledged the validity of Jin's concerns, pledging to implement immediate reforms. This included the suspension of the two individuals accused of bullying Jungkook, pending a thorough investigation. Additionally, The military announced plans to roll out new training programs and establish a confidential reporting system for victims of abuse. The announcement was a victory, but Jin remained cautious. "This is just the beginning," he said in a press statement. "Real change takes time, effort, and commitment. We owe it to every soldier, not just Jungkook, to create an environment where they can serve with dignity and respect." As the case unfolded, the bond between Jin and Jungkook became a symbol of hope and resilience. Their story transcended the boundaries of fame, reminding the world that even in the face of adversity, unity and compassion can pave the way for a brighter future. Fans, who had long admired BTS for their music and artistry, now saw them as advocates for justice, using their platform to effect meaningful change. The question that lingers is not whether the military will uphold its promises, but whether this movement will inspire similar reforms in other institutions plagued by abuse and misconduct. Jin's involvement has set a precedent, proving that when voices unite, be it from global superstars or everyday individuals, change is not just possible, it is inevitable. For Jungkook, the road to healing is ongoing, but with Jin by his side and the world rallying behind him, he knows he's not walking it alone. And as ARMY continues to amplify their message of love and support, one thing remains clear. This is not just a story about injustice. It's a testament to the power of standing up, speaking out, and demanding better for everyone. The public's interest in the case only grew as more details about the bullying incidents and the subsequent actions of Jin and Jungkook came to light. Across social media, countless people shared their own stories of overcoming bullying or standing up to injustice, inspired by how Jungkook and Jin handled the situation. The spotlight on the issue brought a larger conversation about systemic change within military structures, not only in South Korea but globally. As the days turned into weeks, Jin's persistence continued to capture headlines. He regularly met with military representatives, ensuring that every promise made during the high-profile meeting was being followed through. ARMY, BTS's fanbase, became a significant part of this effort, advocating for awareness campaigns about bullying and donating to organizations that supported soldiers facing similar challenges. Jin's diplomacy skills shone as he balanced his role as a public figure with the need to respect military protocols. He often emphasized that his goal was not to criticize the military as a whole, but to strengthen it by addressing its flaws. "Every system has room for improvement," he said during an interview. "What matters is how willing we are to acknowledge and act on those areas." This isn't just for Jungkook or BTS, it's for everyone who deserves better. Meanwhile, Jungkook began opening up more about his experience, not only within the military but also through private letters shared with his fans. In one letter, he wrote, "It wasn't easy to relive those moments, but I'm learning that sharing my story can be a way to heal. If my journey can help even one person feel less alone, then it's worth it." The accused individuals, now facing both internal investigations and public scrutiny, were reportedly struggling to defend their actions. Reports revealed that their behavior wasn't isolated to Jungkook, as other soldiers also came forward with similar accusations. The military's decision to suspend them pending further action marked a shift in how these cases were handled, signaling that accountability was becoming a priority. The emotional weight of the situation became even more profound when Jimin, another BTS member currently serving in the military, addressed the issue in a letter to Jin. In the heartfelt note, which was later shared with fans, Jimin praised Jin's leadership and expressed his gratitude for his unyielding support for Jungkook. "Hyung," Jimin wrote, "you've shown us what it means to stand tall, even when the world feels heavy. Your strength has given us all courage, especially Jungkook. We'll keep walking this path together, as we always have." In a world often plagued by division, their story served as a beacon of hope, proving that even in the most challenging circumstances, unity and compassion could prevail. As Jin once said during a meeting, "We can't change the past, but we can shape the future. Let's make it one we can all be proud of."